Sup everyone, welcome to another episode of Garage Topics. Today, we're going to fix up these doors. They've never locked, they've never unlocked properly. I think it works. I bought some Honda Accord parts because it's a Honda VTEC brother. Let's go. Alright, first things first. Oh damn, this hoodie's so fresh. That's because it is fresh, Club Dirty fresh. Actually, it's really the new logo. I spent a little time making this new logo. I think it looks sweet, something I'd be proud to wear, so I'm wearing it, duh. If you want one of these, let me know. I can order some and then have you guys buy them if you want and ship them out. But to try a run, I got some stickers, so they're super fresh. I talked a little bit about stickers in my last video about the history behind me and the car and stuff, so if you want some stickers, check out the website. You can buy them there. Super good deals. I think they're pretty cheap. They look really nice. They're vinyl, they're matte, so they're gonna stay long outside and not fade or get all crappy looking. They're gonna be fresh to death 24/7 for at least 10 years or so. And also, all the proceeds from these hoodies, shirts, stickers are gonna go into the build. So everything in the garage is gonna be funded by you guys. Obviously, that's how it works. So the more you get, the more we put into it. Let me know if you think it's fair. Let me know if you like the design or not. I'm open to ideas, but I'm pretty happy with it. All right, so I got one set of keys. They work. It makes sounds like it wants to do something, but it doesn't. It'll lock, but it won't unlock. So this tells me that the motors in here are bad, which help the locking and closing. The other side too, I think, is it gets a little tough to do. So I think something's just messed up in the lock itself. So these all work fine, but this is 2017, brother. You got an S2000. You don't want to be showing your lady up with a key. You want to press the button, show her that you're into technology and that you're tech savvy. So let's try and fix this. We got to take off this panel, figure out how that works. I don't know how that's going to work out, but we'll figure it out together. This is actually pretty easy. You don't need a whole lot of tools to do this. I thought I needed those plastic trim tools. You don't. It's pretty easy. Flashlight's gonna help you. This bad boy is Harbor Freight. I got it for free, and it has a magnet on the back. It fits right inside the door. That's super helpful. And then a long Phillips head if you can. Magnetic makes it a lot easier because you're working inside the door. And this really fine screwdriver that's just to pop off a couple plastic pieces. And then I always use one of these magnetic pans because it holds all my crap and I don't end up losing things. So that's how I roll. All right, let's get to starting getting this door off. There's 3 screws on the doors. There's one here, and one back in here. This screwdriver was to pry the little plastic tabs off of this door handle thing. Just be careful you don't nick it up. You can actually lose your fingernails if you got anything there at all. That's one. And then the top one. Yeah, I just used my fingernails, so that made that easier. And then the other screws behind here, all you do is just open the door, then get to the screw. Alright, so I got the screws out, the plastic bits out. Then we need to remove this plastic thing which holds the handle in. What you do is just open the door like you would. Then this for me just pops right out, but the hole's kind of skinny, so just door open and then rotate this around so it comes out. Now you just pry the door panel off. I start at the very bottom and just lightly apply pressure. It's probably best to do this when it's not like below freezing. Ooh, that ain't good. Oh, no. Ugh. Some bugs just came out. That's kind of gross. But you saw how much effort it took. It took a little bit of effort. And then up top, you don't have to pull it. It actually lifts up over it. So now all the clips are on the outside. This just pushes up to get it out. You may have to like slide it back and forth in here so it fully comes out. There we go. And so that's actually very easy. It's probably one of the easiest ones I've done. Now this door panel should just be held in by electrical clip. On the driver's side, it's 2 clips. On this side, it's just 1. It's an electrical clip for the power windows. And just a little tab, pop it out, and now this thing's completely free. This is what the inside looks like. So we're gonna have to get in here, which means this plastic's gonna have to come off. Yeah, this is goopy. Normally this glue's really tight and tacky, but in this car, it's just like Play-Doh, sticky gunk. Normally it's kind of tough. Sometimes you rip the plastic when doing this, but this is kind of gross, to be honest with you. But we need to get back in here, so it's necessary. Ugh, that's disgusting. Next thing we need to do is this plastic guard here, which keeps everything in place. needs to come off. So it's held in by this one screw here. And it's hooked in here with a clip. There's another plastic piece inside the door that I'll show you in a second. This is super tough to see, but that light that I mentioned is legit. It's got the magnet on the back, it just sits right in there. But this is what we're looking at inside here. That's the motor that's bad. This plastic thing here is connected up in there. And that screw that is up here on the right, up top there, that has to come out for this whole black plastic piece to come out. And that's just to make things a lot easier. It looks daunting, but it's really not that bad. So I'm gonna get a screwdriver on this one up here, take it out. I'm not gonna be able to do this with a camera and me because there's literally this much room here. So just trust that I am doing it good. It was gonna be impossible to take that screw out with this in place. So I took this out. This here presses into a hole that's in here. So that clip went into here. Now we're taking out this screw. There's one connection clip here. So just tug on it. You push in with the clip and then wiggle it out. There it is. There it is. And this is pretty much a parts bin car, even though you don't want to admit it. These are from like Honda Accords, Civics, you name it. So that's why there's two plugs on this passenger side. It's just the two-prong one for the passenger side. The driver's side uses both both plugs. So now to get this out, there's that screw and this screw. And the little white plastic piece here is what actually makes the door open and close. See that here? This white plastic is connected to the motor. And that little tab here right underneath this is what it slips onto. It'll make more sense when I take this out, but these two screws and then you pull the whole thing out. This screw is removed, that screw is removed, and then this, all that's left is hanging is on this tab here, you see. Get the focus, there we go. It should just pull right off. Boom. That's it right there. This is the funky one. This one's bad. At least I think it is. The tab from the motor just sits on this plastic tab bit here. And this rod here is what connects to the door lock and the switch inside the car to lock and unlock. And so this electric motor is just attaching to this little tab underneath of this all. Alright, now we're going to slap the other one back in. Here we go, boom! To make this episode more interesting, let's see what happens when we smash the broken motor with a big ass hammer. I've got eye goggles on, you can't see. Let's see what happens. Got some cogs, got some screws. Yep, it's broken, alright. This is the new one. I'll put the part link in the description. I got both these on Amazon, the passenger side and driver side. And like I said, the description for this part said Honda Accord, Civic, etc. So pretty cheap, and that's good because I'd rather spend money on Go Fast parts than door lock actuators. This is back in. You can see that the white bit's on this tab here, which connects to this, which connects to the door lock, yada yada yada. This screw here was the easiest one to get in. I did it by hand, so I was just honestly just feeling it, twisting it, and it got started on its threads. Tighten it up, which then allowed this whole thing to swivel to the right to get this screw in, which again I did it by hand and it was in. I checked the videos a couple times because it's kind of confusing making sure which hole each goes in, so I'm sure if you're actually watching this to do this job, you're going to rewind it a couple times to make reference of where they screw in. So this is in, the tab's still in here. What we can do is test it out before we put it all back together to make sure everything works. I just noticed that the door has to be locked, so I plugged that one plug back in here. Set this to lock, and then test to see if it does anything. Please, please, please. Holla back, tone down for what? Club Duty fresh. For me, this is the biggest pain in the ass. You can see in here that you got this screw. There's a little hole right here. That is what this plastic pain in the ass attaches to. This is the orientation that it goes in the door. So it goes up in here. See this groove in here? That groove goes over that white bit, which makes your life a whole lot easier. So the screw's in here. I put my finger on it, and that screw needs to go into that hole up here. And so around, boom. So that's where it needs to go. That's what it should look like. So I'm gonna have to use 2 hands here to hold this somehow in place. I don't know how. Hold on, let me see if it'll rest. That'd be tremendous if it could. Ooh, it'll rest. So now I'm gonna play the jiggling game of trying to screw that in without the screw falling down to the door somewhere. Holla at your boy, we got that in. And this plastic bit now has to go in. See this little doohickey here? That gets pressed into that hole there. So you push it in until it pops in. It's gonna go like this, and then I'm gonna put a little force and pop it in. Boom. Boom, just clicked. That's the orientation it goes. But all that's left is to put that screw in and take this light out because I don't want that to be stuck in there forever. I did notice something in here. There's a slight bit of rust right there, which I'm guessing the seals are gone a little bit bad. Everywhere else seems to be fine. I have some rust inhibitor spray left over. I'm gonna quickly spray that with the spray paint that inhibits rust just to prevent that from happening. I don't think it'll cause any issues for another like 10 years or so, but if I'm gonna keep that car that long, which I hope I am, I don't wanna have to deal with it. And it's literally gonna take me 2 minutes to fix. Boom. Putting the door panels back on was basically what you had to do to take them off. Slide it in, push them in. And also for the driver's side was the exact same procedure as the passenger side, almost to a T. The only difference being a couple different plugs. This job's finally done. I really think if you have this video to reference to know where the screws go, it'll take you less than an hour to do both sides. Both of mine were bad. It took me, literally would take me now, it took me longer to film it and stuff. But I was hesitant to start this project because I figured it'd be a huge pain in the ass, like there's some reason why they're both broken, but no, it was very simple, I was very happy. So if you're out there and you got this lock problem, fix it because it's super easy and super cheap. Let me demonstrate how gangster this is now. So I can close this old door, and let's pretend I'm a lady. Oh, thank you, Garage Topics Man. Which is, my name's Michael, YOLO. You can come over here, unlock, boom. You have to hit it twice to make it real, but then you lock it, and you're done. No stealing this, S2000, brother. That's all I got today. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate everyone's time. I really appreciate everyone taking the time to like this video, subscribe to it. Tell your friends if you like cars, if they like cars, let them know. It really means a lot, all the views that I'm getting. It makes me want to make more videos and gets me excited to make videos, to be honest with you. So, thank you. That's all I got. Tell your dog to subscribe to the channel. I haven't seen any analytics yet on dogs subscribing to YouTube, so I'm waiting for that to happen. Thanks a lot. Catch you later.